truly, I think South Africa is a unique country, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish this would happen in Ghana. This is the first time I've seen more than 50 political parties on an election ballot paper. I mean it. More than 50 political parties, including independent parties, went into this year's elections. And so far, there's been only one party that's challenging the legitimacy of the election results in South Africa. The incumbent party, the ANC, has lost its majority seats in the National Assembly. And the country by law has till 17th of this month to put together a coalition government and pick a speaker of parliament. And this is what some of the parties are saying. Take a listen to this.
To support a minority government system with some features of the GNU, excluding the participation of the right-wing forces headed by the DA. In other words, we are supporting a left spectrum of parties to constitute government because we believe that the people of our country overwhelmingly rejected the neoliberal forces and the anti-people, anti-worker, anti-working class organizations headed by the DA. So the DA for us is a no-no.
So you've mentioned the ANC and the IFP.
Correct.
That you have spoken to. Is it clear now, John, for your party that you are prepared to go into a coalition with the African National Congress?
Well, what we're not prepared to do is to sit it out. I think that it would be a betrayal of the 3.5 million people who voted for our campaign to rescue South Africa if in the current environment where no party has a majority, to just simply abandon the playing field and allow the anti-constitutionalist forces to dominate those discussions. We believe that we have a number of interests and that we need to look after, including South Africa's national interest. And that is why on Sunday I said that we are open to discussing with the African National Congress, with other parties who respect the rule of law and the Constitution, who seek stability and who are pro-growth, that we must have a conversation in a mature way about how do we see the way forward? How do we see South Africa going forward and winning out of this, given the fact that we're in this state where no party has been given its own majority?
We want to work with the ANC. If there's any party that we can work with and work properly, is the ANC. Because ANC, when compromised, is not arrogant. And ANC, when it doesn't have absolute majority, and it happens that you share power with them, they never recover from losing power. So if we're to go to election again in the next 2 years, the ANC is sitting at 40% now. For sure they're going to come back with 15%. Because after losing elections, they don't do any effort, nothing.
Now we're receiving a lot of complaints and information from our party agents where result slips that are compiled by presiding officers are not in line with what we've been presented and recorded by our party agents. And that also directly impacts on the numbers that you are seeing behind us. So in potential or primarily we are saying now, we don't recognize these results, we object them. We are calling for immediate manual counting.
The ANC is consulting all of the parties because they have constituencies, and our interest is national unity, and our interest is cohesion. So if the MK party wanted to have a conversation, we would be available to have that conversation.
So you heard it all. Some are open to dialogue. Some are yet to meet and deliberate on the next move to take. Others are coming in with ultimatums. Meanwhile, the MK party is calling the elections rigged and wants a revote. So I'm throwing the question to you, ladies and gentlemen. Which coalition would you want to see happen in South Africa and why? I personally will want the ANC and the DA to form a government. And my reason is very simple. To usher in both left and right ideologies in government and to allow for more racial diversity in South Africa. Let me hear from your opinion.